Welcome everybody once again to Disco Elysium. I was about to make the call to my colleagues and let them know about my missing badge and stuff, but I'm not sure they're gonna yell at me, so why don't we just look for the bodies? Rudy Santos. So there's a thing where time passes when we talk to people and we do stuff. But there's one time, when later at night, stuff just kind of like stops. You know what I mean? Like people just go to sleep. So it's better to leave like stuff that you can interact on your own later. You know what I mean? Take some money. I guess this is the garden that someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. Garden looks a little shit. What is this? I know there's a body right there, but I'm just looking around.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
I don't know what Eternite is. Is that bad? Should I know that? My perception is super bad. What is this?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect.
Wow. Okay, so it's not a real material, I think. Perception side. Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material? Probably could just knock it down.
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes.
You're right, Perception. It does look pretty nice.
Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
Why did I get healed for that?
No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
No, I do like some feeling. What feelings?
Hard to say. It's gone now.
Alright, we'll open that later. Alright. The kid ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Let's talk to the kids, I guess. Hey.
Kuno's got this.
What the fuck? That's not the voice of Kuno. Did they change the voice of Kuno between like... Oh man, that's not Kuno's voice. Kuno's got this. The boy throwing a rock on a dead body can be older than 12. The original Kuno's like, hey, you Kuno got this. It sounds like that. And it was annoying, but I don't know, it got kind of endearing at it.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite.
He looked like a
in
goblin.
his ugliness, like a gremlin.
A gremlin, sure.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy Kuno!
Just the other kid behind the fence. A moment of your time, please.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Yeah, I see that.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Juicy one now?
Drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Oh. You shouldn't be on drugs, you're a kid. No one should be on drugs in general.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
He wiped sweat from his brow and sent another rock flying. Stop doing that to the body.
Kuno? You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
What forces?
You will see.
Demon kids?
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Are you kids' siblings?
The fuck are you talking about?
He throws another rock.
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
That's not what I said. You fucking degenerate kids. Kids want to hang out? I'm not a narc. Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Look, I have questions for you.
Alright. Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
The body. What do you know about it?
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
Kim, help me out here. What do we want to know?
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
Okay. Might as well start from the top to bottom. Do you know who he was? I know this is probably a waste of time, but you know, I gotta ask. You know who he was?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He pick up a rock.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
He shake his head, clearly offended. Yeah, right. Do you know how he got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it happening. That's the one I want to ask.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
You were in Revachol. The fuck are you talking about?
The city's too large for him to have left. But he wasn't here either. So where was he?
The city's too large for him to have left, but he wasn't here. You didn't really leave the city. Where were you?
Told you, pig bacon. Kuno doesn't do regional. Kuno's been to places you wouldn't dream of.
Were you too high to even know where you were?
Fucking Mesk. Or, I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
That's a fictional name. Night City doesn't exist.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head.
I'm about to beat you in the head.
You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Yes.
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
It's kind of lame.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later. Focus on the case.
Okay, well, okay. Later then. Put it in the later category in my head. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
That word better don't mean what I thought it would mean. Lady.
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Okay, more of this later. Right now, let's talk something else. You clearly are useless.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
About the crime scene. You get often play in this yard?
Right, pig? This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
That ladder is yours?
No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
Again, my tree thing is like in the middle, but it doesn't look that old. I don't know. It didn't stand out. Anyway, everything looks old in this game. Everything looks old in this town.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climb the ladder up to your magic tree house.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse.
Like if you could even afford it. What's in the greenhouse over there?
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Used to work.
Kit is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Okay, so he was using a slur. I got it. Not cool, kid. Oh, hold on. The gardener used to work here.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
He fills his lung with a rancid air. His eyes get a little watery. Ugh. You mean the young woman by the ringling in rags? That gardener?
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, you just say shit. He looks you in the eyes and nods as he's agreeing with himself.
Yeah, her.
Thanks, Victoria. I got that.
What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March?
With snow.
Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds.
I don't think so. I should ask her about that.
Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
We're detectives. We don't like guesswork. Kuno, there's a bag of Eternite back there. Point to the shack.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
You can't hide it. I see without vision with my inner eye.
Inner eye? Fuck are you talking about? Ask me a normal question, pig.
He loses his cool for a moment, start yelling.
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
I don't have to try too hard for that.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
I should probably go back there, see what's what. I might have questions later for now. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
I gotta ask. No, hold on. I'll back off for now. I want to check the body. The problem is, again, I think it's something that we should let, like, when people are, like, sleeping or leaving or whatever. Let's talk to the garden. Let's take this in again.
Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because it's nice, it reveals no secrets.
Okay, we're gonna need a couple extra points in that. Okay, leave the trash. The letter R wears a crown on the river below, a lie above descending. Probably something on the trash.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
But still, it gives me the chills. Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think about something being in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
An extrasensorial perception, whatever is in there holds a special significance.
I agree. We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
He's being sarcastic. Do not ask what the remote viewers division is.
But I want to believe. What is the remote viewers division?
All the detectives from all the precincts who experience extrasensory perception go to the remote viewers division. Their work is invaluable to the force.
Kim, and I thought you didn't make jokes.
It's remarkable how he can keep a straight face. Take note. The lieutenant is well versed in deadpanning. Many of the things he says could be meant in jest.
I think with that, yeah, I probably will have bad drama. When I cannot tell a lie for the life of me. When I tell a lie, my voice get all like, ugh, and it really shows in my face too. My mother always said I was a horrible liar. I still am. Wow. What kind of extra natural abilities do they possess?
None, because they don't exist.
I'm so disappointed right now. I thought there was a remote viewer division, Kim.
There isn't, but we should still accept.
Just relax the call. I love Kim, man. I love Kim. I don't know. How do you get to the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or...
We could if I didn't have all my all my muscle atrophy with like one point. Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He
Yeah.
might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Of course, logic goes with that. Okay. Let's ask the gardener. And then we do that. A moment, please.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
The young woman watches the falling snow and sighs.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Tell me, what exactly have you been doing in the greenhouse in March?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so.
She points to her wheelbarrow, surprised at the question. I mean, realistically, shouldn't be that surprising, right?
Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
She's my Shiley, that's a lie.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Oh yeah, what nutrients?
Nitrogen and sulfur mostly. And whatever factories and aerostatics exhale too, I guess.
The grandma, nah. We got 92. Please! Please let me pass one check!
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
The traffic jam? What do you mean?
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
Oh. Are you by any chance keeping an eye on us?
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about.
She looks toward the yard and her expression clears.
The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. He's always giving me trouble.
That's not important right now.
It is. Because he sent you to harass me, didn't he? You shouldn't listen to him. It was probably him who wrote that.
She points to the face sign above her on the corner. Maybe.
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
The lieutenant intervenes, looking at her intently. Oh, he's catching on too.
Yes, I'm tired.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
Oh, that's a bit sinister. Ask Garden. Oh, 10 experience. We'll take that. So she's watching on us for the Union, huh?
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here. Let's go.
Yes, I think we are. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, we should ask the key. Meanwhile, we're here. Just ask about the garbage. Hold on, I got a thought.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flavor cigarettes.
What are his hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Wait, where do I get such a crown? The ideal king and a century gone is pretty fascinating, yeah. Where do I get such a crown?
It comes free with a six-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic.
One of those shitty plastic little things, huh? Okay. The idea of a king and a century gone is pretty fascinating. Real life history, sleep. Fictional, lore related fictional history. Real shit. The idea of king and a century gone is pretty fascinating.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Thank you, weird hunch in my brain. Hello.
Can I help you?
By the way, I'm gonna sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager.
Yeah, get fucked.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Hell yeah.
Your body is ready, sire.
Did I see something in the Wingling Raw? I saw a sign that says Mess Hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
So he doesn't like them, at least the loud ones, like he said. But even then, he still had to jab me with on time.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead.
All right,
Retaliate.
let's redirect the hate. It's a shame you gotta suck up to the Union to stay afloat.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
He runs out of steam.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
The lieutenant gives you a meaningful nod. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Yeah, I got that. Basically, they're not gonna be here today. Even though this shouldn't really be a reason for them not to appear today. Whatever. Garter, I saw a sign. I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
But there might be something permanent to the investigation in the kitchen.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with...
He changed his mind.
Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Okay, something else I wanted to ask.
What?
You feel like you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Good point. Is the trash containers out back Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Does it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna commit. Do I become a communist? I feel like I'm going communist this time around.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum, yum, yum. Tell me more.
He killed himself.
Oh, very interesting. Maybe I am Krasmasov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Okay, yeah, let's return to that.
Was there something you wanted?
We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash?
No.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
The voice is harsh and sudden.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
He takes the key from under the counter and hand them to you. Yeah, okay. We'll do that later. Yeah, I don't think I can check the body because I'm too hangover. That's why I'm like looking around first. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. So open this.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says Whirling in Rags.
Open the padlock with the key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there is something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
No, no, no. We open this lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Good on us. Look under the boxes of carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it.
At least I have some.
Pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Yeah, at least I have some gloves, you know.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
What makes the noodles turbo? I should be asking that to the game. Pick up the racks.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes?
Lieutenant smells them.
Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Hey, we got the clothes. That's something.
Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag mark evidence from his pocket. Yeah, let's bag the trousers.
Guitar mark, blue jeans. Pockets, empty. Or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but...
Yeah, the lieutenant quickly searched the jeans. And then he looks into the container.
The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Is that, you know...
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it?
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
He bagged the shirt. It's probably from the victim, too.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
He nods to himself. Okay. What should I put some points in? Maybe I should save it because we do have to check the body later, and we're gonna need endurance. So I might save that point.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
I throw out the towel, a mug, a thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
He nods to the red-haired boy behind him. You think someone from the we have to ask the kid who put them there.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Yeah, I know. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
I don't know how can that consider a small threat. We still have to investigate it. Okay.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Island Empire, you're lying to me.
What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes. Written in a man's handwriting.
Cool.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable looking slip of paper stick to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
It must have been cramping my style. It has a forbidding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the gray bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Someone from the Wiggling threw it in the... Nah, we definitely threw it ourselves. I mean, maybe someone from the Wiggling, like, grab it and throw it. That could be true, but I mean, like, it was probably throw it somewhere. Probably threw it away.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Okay.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Okay, we'll do that. The mug. I'm getting that mug too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron,
An antique?
only in its social sensibility.
I'll take the mug. The lieutenant briefly glanced at the mug, then returned his sight to the trash.
You've acquired an interactive...
Yeah, I know what it does. Shut up.
The sounds of muffled gong.
Alright.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
The lieutenant sounds relieved. Alright. What's this mug? Yeah, it does seem like a racist mug. This broken ear mug somehow made its way into the Wiggling and Rag dumpster. It is by a pixel of Samaran descendant flocking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinding feeble mindedly. It seems to be cheap knockoff of some colonial era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
This means there's a racist among us. There's quite a lot to read in here, actually. Let's look at the
Oh
content.
boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push it into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. This mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. Fraud and embezzlement. This mug didn't belong in the trash. It was a funny mug. Can anyone laugh anymore? I saw a post like a couple of days because I was having trouble running the game for some reason, even though realistically, again, it should be totally perfect, silky smooth. But I was having some trouble, and I checked, and there was one like he took this option, and they called him, oh, so you're one of those type of people. And he was so salty, and that was a very funny, very, very funny post. I'm going to push it in the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology.
So again, you dug it out of the trash. Why? It wasn't going to offend anyone there. Why don't you just get back to your case?
Yeah, probably. Damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dance cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else you gotta add about it?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
Shameful.
It's a metaphor for you.
Well, we're gonna clean it up like we're cleaning ourselves up.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen titch? No. Leave it there, it's cool. It's not cool, take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Well, inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board. biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
It said that I can read the thing on the back of my jacket, so... Lieutenant, this is one of those hologram watermarks you mentioned. Points to the sticker.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Yeah.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Eukinema, for example?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Neat. That's all, thank you.
Okay.
He returned to his neatly keep notes.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Okay, some of them have, I remember, cases, and they're pretty long. So we're not gonna read those now. We can read those when we got some time off. We still have a lot to do. Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
That sounds like a lot. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
Well, 2 cases a week appear to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure completing them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Thank you, Kim. You're so nice.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them.
It's okay, Kim.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There was mention of a naming convention here.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another,
The Square Bullet Hole Murder.
Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Okay, we gotta read those later.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement.
The first one was a terrible name.
Throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close,
Kim, my cases appear to be employing some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
I mean a non-numeric, with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
And why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named one of the cases the Square Bullet Hole Murders. Don't mention. No, we're gonna mention it.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. It was a real person.
Yeah.
His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Oh, it's okay, Kim. That's
I
a
pray
good
his
name.
loved ones never find out.
He smiles. So what happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died.
A rail spike.
It was a workplace accident.
Right. Count the pages. I have opened an official case. Is there room?
there is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Let's commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you. Oh, they come in handy. Look at that.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
We already have it in us, baby, or DNA or muscle memory.
Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the one you already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens.
Organization.
Now, all that remains is to name the case.
I'm a very lazy person and disorganized. At the same time, when I'm going to do something, I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do work in the house or whatever. I'm like very organized, and I'm like, okay, task number 1, task number 2, and I finish task number 1 before I do task 2, and I'm like very rigorous like that. It's just and if someone is like, oh, tomorrow we got like let's not do stuff, and I'm like, no, tomorrow I say we're gonna do this thing. I want to do this thing. You know what I mean? So having all this is very nice. Lieutenant, have you by any chance name or case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
How about the hangman? The furious at the home in the mirror. I don't know how that relates to anything. The setting sun, no. Shit on a stick, that's a terrible name. The hangman.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name.
Simple.
We have a very good name for the case now.
Very related to the case.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Oh yeah, 30 experience. Yum yum yum. I'm done expecting this.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers.
Yeah.
They're a little further from your nose now.
Logic 11. Can I read the case files now? We could, but I do think they're super long. So let's maybe not now. Let's have it like, okay, we have some time like before the day end. Let's read the thing. But for now we're good. We have to. It's the first day. It's just barely 12 right now. We have to push a bit more. Let's browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of form are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Okay, misconduction fines, station calls, and fill autopsy forms when we do the autopsy. Got it.
You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Base controlization. Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague.
We got some wiggle room for that. Station calls.
These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
So you become more of a criminal. Yeah, I mean, that's like when a court case. But you just go, yeah, okay. So I guess it's similar to just a court case, you know, like, oh, you have to be there in the court. Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Okay, we'll use it when we get to check the body.
Yes, all that remains now
Enough of
is
this.
to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with.
Damn.
The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Oh, we're gonna look at it. Shake the ledge.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Let's take a little peek.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Oh, we have very shitty interfacing for it. Let's smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
So the way I think is that white chest, we can retry it, but we need to have the extra point to like unlock it. So I think that the white ones we're gonna try, and if we fail, we're always gonna have like a backup point so we can put into that, like interfacing too. Like, do I have space for yeah, I can put a point in interface, and it's gonna be interface 3, and I have a point. So if I want to retry, I can just put the point and retry it. Let's try the logic one. Again, we're not gonna read it now. We're not gonna read the case files now, but just in case we fail, so we know in future, okay, why do we want to put some points? It is, oh, I got a couple of checks of logic that I'm missing.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Wait, HDB 41 were in those officer prisons?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Horus Debbie Berenger, Hiram Dejan Blincy. Those are my initials. I'm not feeling them. Wow! I don't know what to say to that.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's the one you got. So sorry. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho.
Iceland Empire doesn't want me to find my name. How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Let's not start now. I can
Not
revisit
much has
that.
changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Open the hidden compartment. Again, if we fail, we can just be like, okay, we'll leave it for now. Then we get another point and we can like put opponent interfering and try again. Lonesome long way home. So maybe if I put a datum thoughts, maybe we can have an easier time. I'll think about it. Again, there's a lot to think about.
Is not what you end up
Damn.
doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck.
God
The
damn it.
ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Put the ledger away. Okay. That was a lot of interesting stuff.
Hey,
Who, me?
yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
What do you mean again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love?
I mean, with a logic like that, can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's war on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I haven't said anything like that. I mean, I say some mildly left-wing things, but none of those. I mean, I definitely said eat the rich. And down with the bourgeois. I said those. The rest, not that. Oh, I don't know about that. That seems a little extreme for me.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
Damn.
Everyone can
Will
see
I?
that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
First, what's communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Well, that does sound like me. I don't do fail. I'm literally walking failure. Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Wow.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Hell yeah! I think.
Now get to work, comrade.
I don't know. This seems like a big commitment. It's too tired. I don't have it in me. I'm beat down and broken. I need money. I need cash.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over. Unless anyone has objections? No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. There's one.
I mean, mathematically impossible to achieve the class. I think it's because I do think it is impossible because human nature. It's just human nature to be trying to go ahead on someone, you know? We can never be on the same level no matter what. Someone is always going to try to take advantage of people. And when someone tries to take advantage of somebody else to get ahead, to be in a more comfortable position, to be lazy, to be, there's always going to be class wars and stuff, you know? What should I do, Volition? You're the thing that keeps me unfunky.
You should build communism. Precisely because it's impossible.
Well, I guess I'll roll up the sleeve and start. I don't know. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll keep it.
Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squad? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Well, let's roll the slip and breathe in the pristine air. Masovian, whatever. Masovian socioeconomics. It reduces my visual calculus by -2. Looks like reaction. People think communism was some crazy idea they had it common pants 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse, responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Kraft Basov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of 02 from the Oceanic Trench, where he has been resting, covering ghosts and seaweed. He's the big communist builder. Come on, witness his attempt to rebuild communists in the year 51. You can tell. By the way, the people who made this, at least the main guy, I believe he's a communist, and he still shits on communists. You know. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna sign up to that, but we should keep talking to people and stuff. These are ball-in size. You could pick up if you had a bag. Okay, what do we do now? We have so many places to go. I guess I should, at the very minimum, try to talk with the body. It's not gonna work, but let's try.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Yeah, look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Oh God, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his nose. Ugh.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
It might be good for my system to puke, if anything else. Leg off your nose without throwing up. I don't think so.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
I mean, just let it out. No sense of walking it out. Gross.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
The lieutenant hands you a white handkerchief. Thanks. I'll wipe your mouth. I don't need your pity. No, thanks.
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia will help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you.
I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
Oh. Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
It now stores the plaza.
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fruit store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Okay. And I do have another point for endurance, so maybe that would help. But I do think it might could be smart to not do it just right now. Because, yeah. Okay. We're gonna keep this episode for today. Next time we're gonna probably try to talk with a representative of the I think it's in the port on this direction, and we'll try to get the ammonia and stuff. We might be able to talk we might be able to inspect the body, today in game day. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoy the content, please make sure to give a like, to comment and subscribe, and we'll be seeing each other in the next episode. Bye bye.